Hey guys, we're back. Another LARP commission, okay? Again, here with my buddy Dan. There's Dan. We just came back from work not too long ago. That's why we're all still sweaty and everything. Campapalooza was today. It was so much fun. But yeah, so we're going to do a quarter staff, or a bow staff, whatever you want to call it. This is not your average quarter/bow staff. Right. So we're trying something totally different. This includes flame, fire, stuff that burns. So please have parent supervision. It is definitely required. I'm saying mandatory. Mandatory. All right. Yeah. But we're professionals, so we're okay. But please use common sense, fire safety, all that jazz. Wear gloves. Please wear gloves.
Have a fire extinguisher.
What?
Fire extinguisher just in case.
Yes.
Just in case.
Flour, if you're, anything. Anything that could put out a fire is always good too. Please wear gloves. They're like $2. I swear you're not going to burn your hands. Just buy a pair of gloves. You probably have them in your house. Wear your winter gloves.
Is it better to have burn hands or nice hands?
Yes. So, what we're going to do, I don't know if you've already figured out from my huge disclaimer. Alright, allergies. Hey, D2!
What's up, Eric?
Hello, Mahler.
Hello, son.
How you doing?
Oh, are we LARPing?
Yeah, we're actually recording a video.
Anyway.
Alright, so what we're going to do is we've already made marks. So we've cut a very, very long piece of PVC to the length that we think that, would be too long. That's what we want. We want it to be too long, and then we find the middle of it, and then we find a reasonable distance to hold it so that you have plenty of room to grip. I particularly like to have at least the length so that your shoulders are parallel, with your arms like this, so that they're straight out. Because if they're, like this, then you can't move anything around and you don't get any action.
And then you're dead.
Right. As long as your arms are at least parallel, you're fine. So then we marked our edges to that because, we thought we had more pipe, but we turned out we didn't. And what we're actually going to do is we're going to use that line as reference. And what we're going to do is we're going to take it over our kitchen stove and we're going to bend it. We're going to bend it at an angle so that it's got like a curved blade on the end, which is awesome, right? So that we make sure we have the right angle all the time. It's not bolted on there.
Oh, it's not bolted?
Yeah.
I thought I did.
So we made a jig out of a piece of old plywood. So basically, this thing is held in by some basic flooring nails, right?
Yeah.
And what we do is after we heat this thing up with our gloves on, we will take it and we will lean the PVC against it along this this pipe right here. And that will give us our perfect curve that no one else can patent. It's ours. We're back. So now we're gonna show you how we heat up this whole thing. We're gonna get gloves on, cause this stuff's hot. It's not gonna melt your gloves or anything. Literally, I'm just gonna use oven mitts. I could get any glove I want, but I want oven mitts now. All right, let's do it. So simply, what you're gonna do, we're gonna clear off your space of work. Okay.
Clear it off so we don't have any issues.
Make sure there is nothing flammable nearby that could potentially burn. This is all about the fire safety and all that stuff. It wasn't there. Second, or third, I don't know what number I'm on. Have a parent with you or supervisor there to watch you so that you don't burn yourself. 3, have a way to put it out. We have a sink right here and a cup right next to it. We can just put this thing out if we have to. I went to the personal extent of getting this whole thing of flour.
We're extra careful.
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 So that's all good. We're professionals. We don't need the supervision. But you guys do. You guys have to have the supervision. Got it? Yeah. Good.
Parents know best.
Yeah. So you light it. You put it on high because you want this thing to burn.
And because Eric has safety gloves, I will give this to him so I do not burn my hands.
Right.
Remember, better have good hands than burnt ones.
Now, I'm going to hold on that line that we made and on the end here.
And I will move out the way.
Yeah, and Dan will move out the way. You're simply just going to hold this over the flame and let it heat up so that it's pliable. Bendable, flexible, if you will. Or weapon, doesn't it? You like it, the angle?
Oh yeah.
You want to keep that angle?
Oh yeah.
Alright, so now we're going to get into padding and stuff like that. Since this doesn't have any crossguard or anything on it, it's really simple. It's just rubber insulation all around, and then grip in the end if Dan wants that. Alright guys, I have melted the PVC or whatever, heated it up to make it more flexible so we can bend our ends. And then I proceeded to cut the rubber insulation to the length to the lines that we drew, and left a little extra on the top for the tip, so that when you stab someone with this, if you ever do go for a thrust, it doesn't hurt and it doesn't hit them with the PVC. I also taped the ends on the inside here, like before I sealed these, so that when I do stuff the tip, the stuffing pieces don't go in the tube. And yeah, that just about does it. And then I finished off by removing the adhesive backing and just fused it all together, and it looks like this now. For this next part of the staff, I want to make sure that the handle is nice and comfortable to hold, but I also don't want these things sliding up and down when they're on the staff itself. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm gonna think about putting the stiff PV or insulation here, just like a little bit of it. I might not do it, I probably won't, but it's just an idea. Basically what we have to do now, all we have to do is stuff our tips, and then we're gonna take this dish foam roll and we're gonna wrap it around 3 times on one little section, and we'll probably have to do 3 times 4 is 12 sheets of that on these. And then once that's done, then you're decorative taping, and then you do the handle and you're done. That's really it. It's a very simple weapon, very easy, because there's no joints that we have to cement or anything like that, nothing confusing to get around, so it's really pretty straightforward. But as long as you are careful, you can definitely get a curved blade like this, like we did, and make it any colors you want too. It'll be really nice and tweaked up. So good luck with all of that. It shouldn't be that hard, but we'll show you when we stuff the tips what we do. You just take some of that old rubber PVC, any extra of this, just cut a little bit of it. Alright guys, so for the dish towel foam part, I have a bunch of the dish towel foam roll, and basically what we're going to do is I'm just going to hold this and just hold by the handle, or lay it down or whatever. I'm just going to show you how it is, like in the air or whatever. So when I wrap this stuff up, I try to keep it like as straight as I can, and then like cut later if I have to. But this is pretty like flexible stuff, so I'm not going to worry about that. It might bunch up a little bit, but anyway, you can just cut that. So originally, right, so here's what you're going to try. You're going to keep it straight, and once you find it straight, it's going to be straight for a little bit, and then it's going to start to curve. So on that straight part, you want to crease it in after you overfold it, and then wrap around this way. Alright guys, so back at it with Dan's nice quarterstaff. It's really, really, really cool. It came out really nice. The dish towel foam, I didn't end up having to really cut anything. It was because it's not that sharp of a curve. It's really, really slight. It's not even 45-degree angle. It's more like 30. So it didn't take much at all. This thing's really, really fun to swing around. And it seems like with the shape, a lot of your momentum, it just doesn't seem like it's going to work as well. But you can actually use the curve to your advantage when you want to puncture if you really want to. But it's still relatively the same to me, when I was holding it, because the curves are so slight, so you're not going to really have much difference when you hit it. If it was like 45 degrees, like all the way out here, then I can understand that, but from when I was using it, fooling around with it outside, like last night at like 11, it really doesn't matter. So now we're going to be doing the taping part. I'm simply just going to be taking strips, going all the way up, around, and down, and just keep doing that multiple times. It's easy on the straight because you don't have to do any angles, but once you get to the sides, you're going to have to notch the tape on the sides where it bunches up and just fold them over and down, and then do a couple short little strips when you rip the tape in half. And I'll show some, if I feel the need to, I will show some video of that, but otherwise I think it's pretty straightforward. When you get down here, you're going to do that grip thing where you wrap half of the whole length of tape over so that you can cut all the little slits on the side, push it down into the insulation and then against the PVC, and then tape over it if you want. And then depending on what Dan wants for this thing, I'll do a grip if he wants a grip, or, nothing, or just put duct tape on it, whatever he wants. And then this thing will be done, and then I'll have pictures when it's all good and over with, and just kind of fool around with it, because this thing is actually really cool. I don't know. I never did anything like this before. And then I gotta do the daggers. So, yeah, a good productive day.